New 3D printed blaster available. A fan sent me a bomb in a box, and I finally decided what I'm giving away for 4K. All right, guys, so if you haven't been able to tell, I have slowed down a little bit on video production. I just have a lot going on in my personal life with just work, business, etc. Boring stuff that you guys are not trying to hear about right now. But that just means that we had to condense a lot of stuff into this video. So I'm gonna try to make it as short and sweet to the point as possible. Basically, me and Paper Skeletons came up with our own remix of the Gryphon stapler slash Gryphon pistol blaster. More on that later. And needless to say, we are doing a big giveaway of 4,000 subscribers. I finally decided the blaster that I'm gonna give away, but you're gonna have to wait till the end of the video because it's a huge surprise and I have never been more proud to make an announcement. So that's coming towards the end of the video. I also received a mysterious box. Big time loyal viewer of mine, Andy Griffiths, shout out to you, sent me a box. Now I know that he's a huge woodworker dude. I have friends in every industry. I have machinist friends, engineer friends, architect friends, and even woodworker friends. And Mr. Andy is an artist. Now, I don't know exactly what it is. I have an idea, but he just said, open the box and find out. So I decided to do that on video. So you guys are gonna get to see what I'm seeing at the same time. Let's get into it real quick before we get into this crazy video that we got lined up for you guys today. So I was surprised at the weight of this box. It is quite hefty and long. I had to make sure it wasn't some kind of like time bomb or something. You never know. Huh. Whoa. Lots of protection in here. Whoa, what is this? This is a big piece of what seems to be treated wood. Okay, some hardware and a note. Very cool. Don't want to touch the wood with the knife, so I'm just kind of skimming the surface just to get the tape. Wow, this is so cool. Guys, I have a dart rack with my Not Enough Nerf acronym initials on it. It looks like treated oak. This is gorgeous. Andy, my man, you went out of your way. This is beautiful. I'm speechless. And I thought I had the most variety of darts after that post I made describing all the dart holes. Man, you really went all out. I can see some Doomland stuff. I can see some Dart Tech stuff, X-Shot. Probably all of the elites, or at least most of them. My man, thank you so much. Now I get to fill up the rest of it with all my darts. I don't know where I could possibly hang this up. Maybe I could do some little contraption and put it right here above the TV. That'll be really cool. Man, I am ecstatic, man. I don't even know what to say. Thank you so much. That is beautiful, man. Smells good too. I love the wood. And I see you have a note here. As long as it doesn't have anything child sensitive, I'm pretty sure we can read it live right here. So let's just check it out. And the note reads, Not Enough Nerf. Thank you for all of the information on Nerf-related items you've provided to me. I built you a dart display out of hickory, so it is hickory, okay. It's built as a desktop display, but I've included hardware if you want to hang it somewhere. Andy Gryphon, 1975, Kyle. Guys, follow this guy on Instagram. He's one of my loyal followers, but he's a huge Nerf enthusiast, and he comes up with some great ideas and is always building new crazy blasters, kind of like how we all are. Great personality, and yes, he did include the wall mount and the little legs, so if I want to display it on my desk. Eventually, I'm going to get a real desk. This is kind of like a makeshift kind of table that I have with my lounge chair, which Maritime loves. Shout out to Maritime. Thank you so much, buddy. This was incredibly thoughtful. I mean, by far the most personalized gift I have gotten in a very long time. Guys, so you are aware of the Gryphon stapler, which me and Adam didn't really design. That credit goes to Captain Slug, which did comment on my last 30-minute video of assembling the stapler. My man, thank you so much. We love your involvement in the community. Can't thank you enough for designing this variant of the Gryphon. I'm in love with the stapler and forever will be. I don't think I can ever praise it enough. There was 2 videos on the Gryphon stapler. The first one, which describes pretty much my entry into the 3D realm through the means of a simple partnership with Paper Skeletons, where I just had the idea of him printing an entire blaster instead of just accessories, and he said yes to it, and we eventually agreed on making the blaster. He added a few tweaks to it, like some parts tuning, and eventually he did a little bit of slider crush on the wheels and some tactical options for the body. I think I got the maxed out version. You can watch the video on that right here. I'm completely in love with the stapler, always will be. I mean, this thing is a full dart slinger, 140 FPS, just a true beast of a blaster. But what today's video is about is something even more special. I love all these remixes of the Gryphon. I love Captain Slug's own short dart version of the stapler. And I really, really like Squigum's Sherdal, which is basically a solenoid, fully automatic, kind of like a poor man's pew pew. I think that's why he calls it the P4, because it's the poor man's pew pew. We thought about what me and Adam are doing as a whole. We decided that the best approach to this is just remix our own blaster, just to add a little bit of originality to our whole partnership, but also to offer people something that still keeps things very accessible. Remember guys, the only reason we even started doing this is because when I first got introduced to 3D printing, I was super intimidated of it. I thought it was just this top shelf elite realm segment of the hobby. Thanks to people like Adam, I really warmed up to it, and I came to terms with the fact that the results and the possibilities are just endless. You could just build any blaster to your liking if you have the means necessary. For those that don't but still appreciate the art and the quality of these items, there is the Etsy distribution system where people can get to sell their ideas and their creations. Me and Adam embraced this because we thought, man, there's a lot of people here that don't have big daddy bucks to go ahead spending thousands of dollars on these crazy high-end solenoid driven blasters, but they would still enjoy having a nice mechanical pusher geared variation. So when I told them, hey, in addition to just making a geared variation of the Sherdal, which I'm pretty sure people have done, why don't we design something completely different? I see that people just like myself really like the aesthetic of the stapler, having this crazy interior compartment of darts. Now, the one hurdle that we encountered when trying to recreate the stapler with the short darts is that the short darts are so nose heavy because they're shorter and they have a lot less foam, that it was just hard to sit there and have the patience to have all the darts standing and then close the door. 90% of the times one of the darts would get skewed, and then when you try to fix that one, they would all get skewed. It's just not a very efficient system, and it kind of kills and defeats the fun the stapler encompasses as a whole. So what I ran by Adam is the idea of having the aesthetic or the look of the stapler but still be mag fed, and thus the nailer was born. Guys, this is the Gryphon nailer variation, brought to you by yours truly and Adam at Paper Skeletons. This blaster retains the magwell aesthetic of the stapler, but fits an entire 10-round mag flush with its magwell. So you get the best of both worlds. You get the stapler's look, actually 3 worlds, because you're able to fire half darts. I'm aware that the arsenal on a lot of you guys' loadout is already starting to become more and more built up with the short darts. We wanted to make sure that we didn't forget about that audience as well. You can see the mag fits completely flush. We are gonna sell these with a worker 10-round mag. Flash hider is optional. I'm pretty sure you have seen videos of Paper Skeletons with his Zombie Strike color homenage edition. I thought it was cool because this is like a micro flash hider. It's kind of small in comparison to the full-size Gryphon. Obviously, you got these windows here for observing jams if there were ever to be any. I'd never ever had a single jam with this blaster. And a courtesy little window here just so you can keep track of your rounds. Adam was nice enough to not only design but send me the files in a matter of like 20 minutes of a Talon mag so I can print it and actually have one to demo and make this video possible. I do have over 100 Talon round 10 mags on order because we are going to provide them with the kits, but that's for a later part of the video. It does gravity drop, by the way. Isn't that nice? But I was happy that Adam was able to come in clutch with that because now I can use this mag to demo, as I said, and it just works fantastic. So the nailer is powered by 2 130 series motors. You can use all the way to 180 because the housing here allows for that kind of clearance. We're particularly using the Worker 130 basics, which are equivalent, but in my opinion, they exceed the performance of the Valkyrie by a pretty substantial amount. I mean, I have a 2S in this blaster, and when I did my demo, a lot of people were saying in the video on YouTube, are you running a 3S, dude? Because it feels like that's a 3S. And I was like, nope. That is a 2S. 7.4 volts feed these 2 motors. You could run a 3S if you wanted to. That's optional. They do have a pretty substantial crush with the custom printed Hurricane flywheels that are included in the kit. Enough about that. I know you guys want to see some performance and some shooting. We'll do that, and then we'll get around to our lasting impressions and our production schedule for these blasters, how we're going to actually sell them and lay them on our Etsy store, and the big announcement. Let's get into it. All right, guys, basic plinking test. We're gonna do a little bit of grouping with the center target, then we're gonna have some fun with those collapsible automatic resetting targets on the bottom for plinking, and then we're gonna do our chrono. Let's get into it. And there you have it, guys. A nice compact HVZ or PvP secondary, maybe even a primary. If you like the compactness of a pistol, this can definitely be a good primary. You would just probably want to be traveling with a 15 or an 18 round mag. It'll just stick out the bottom, but who cares? At that point, it's about capacity and gameplay. But definitely a nice little secondary pistol with formidable capacity, the ease of mag-fed loading. Great little gravity drop. Now I'm pretty sure the Talon mags are going to gravity drop even faster because they have a slick appearance. This is 3D printed, so it has layer lines on it that drag on the mag well as it falls out. The Talon mags, I mean, it's like butter. They just completely come out. Adam at Paper Skeleton sent me a video of just gravity dropping his, and it was just like silk. Absolutely great little blaster. Now we're going to offer a couple of little accessories as options at checkout on Etsy, like a sling mount back plate, flash hider or no flash hider, this little rail or no rail. Obviously, the less accessories of these you have, the more compact the blaster gets as well. So if you're really trying to go for the most minimized profile possible, you can even go for a smaller battery compartment door nub right here, flat plate, no flash hider and no rail right here. I particularly like the tactics, so those are staying on my blaster, but you may want to put them on yours. And that's about it, guys. Solid little blaster. As soon as we get our production schedule, we're going to be listing these on Etsy. They are made to order with a 7 to 10 day lead time on build because these are made by hand, one by one. It's about a 10 to 15 hour build on the machine, and then the rest is assembled by hand, including the electronics. We all have our day jobs and family obligations as well, so the only reason I actually got into this is to help Adam with production because the stapler completely exploded his Etsy store. He was getting bogged down, and I don't want that to happen. I want this to remain a relatively fun hobby for everybody that doesn't feel like a job. More on that later. The time has come to announce our 4,000 subscriber giveaway prize. And guys, I have been looking forward to announcing this for a long time. I was deciding between a couple of things that I have just had that I pretty much have not even touched. But the number one thing that just stuck out to me, and when I saw it, I was like, where have you been all my life? This is the one. Actually happened this morning. So guys, as soon as we hit 4,000 subscribers, I'll be giving away the Super Light Up Bubble Blaster by Max Bubbles. No? No? I like bubbles though. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Of course not. Once we hit 4,000 subscribers, my absolute favorite comment on this video is going to get a one-of-a-kind limited edition crystal ice nailer. This blaster is a completely crystal transparent PETG filament. It pays homage to the Ghost Ops series from Nerf. I didn't have time to wire up a little LED, but I might do it depending on how fast we get to 4,000 and if I have time to do it. But guys, this is a gorgeous blaster. There's a lot of people that don't believe in transparent filaments for printing blasters, but I'm brand new to 3D printing, so I'm an idiot. I went ahead and said, I'm gonna do it because I think it sounds cool. And I was blown away at the look of this thing. When I showed it to Adam, he had a similar reaction to it. And this inspired me to actually purchase translucent filaments to maybe make a jeweled version of our blasters going forward, like something that you guys may or may not remember depending on how old you are, or if your parents or even grandparents have told you about it. The Nintendo 64 Fantastic Series controllers and consoles, big nostalgia reference for a lot of us. But if we would be able to make blasters in those colors, I think that would be pretty damn cool. But what's even more pretty damn cool is winning this blaster. This is a pro grade 3D printed blaster with premium electronics in it, premium materials. I printed and built this one myself by hand. It has my stamp right here and it has Nailer version 1 right here. I don't know how many versions we're gonna put this in because we're already revising the blaster enough to where we're almost at version 2. You can also bear the pride of carrying the version 1 Nailer. I am so excited to do this giveaway and I hope you are too. And yes, of course, I'm gonna throw in the bubble because I'm pretty sure your kid would love it too. If you enjoyed this video, you're definitely gonna like this one. I'll catch you on the next one. Stay blasting, foam fam.